Hey there, and welcome to episode 15 of Cast Reflect. I'm your host Josh, and I'm joined as always by Connell Luke the Truth Jennings.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How's it going?
Yeah, it's alright. It's a bit warm.
It's a little bit toasty now, isn't it?
Yeah, just a touch. Just a touch.
I think it's safe to say that the full English summer has started now, like with the humidity.
I feel like a full English.
Yeah,
Like
I do.
Sweaty sausages and
From a proper greasy spoon.
I just feel like a bit of eggy bread.
Oh, just it's been left on the side.
Fried
So,
toast. A bit of fried slice.
yeah, it's grim, isn't it, man? It's not good. I've seen quite a few people, especially from the States, laughing at how we're moaning that it's like 27, 28, and it's like, yeah, but our houses aren't built for this.
Yeah.
Like our infrastructure's not built for this. It's not right. We've not got aircon. Our houses are so insulated. It's ridiculous.
We need tepid temperatures at all times. We can't deal with
Yeah.
hot or cold.
Well, we're just a bunch of moaners anyway, aren't we? The British.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
like that's what we're good at, I think.
Professional.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's a little bit hot, it's a little bit sticky. So if I get a bit agitated, it's not you, it's just the heat.
Me or the listeners? Or both?
Both.
Right.
You're both equally responsible for my Aggie. What have you been up to? You been up to anything?
I have been away, mate. I have been to Dublin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Been to Dublin, mate.
I went
What
away.
for?
Went on a stag. My first ever stag, actually.
Yeah? How was it?
It's good. Really fun. Lots of drinking.
Guinness? Lots of
Mostly
Guinness?
recovered. I did. Went to the Guinness factory, did the Guinness tour,
Nice.
had a pint of Guinness from the homeland itself.
Yeah. Not a big fan of Guinness. I've tried it multiple times. I actually tried it when you were down over Christmas, I think, and I just can't get into it, man. Can't get into it. But you're a big fan.
Big Guinness
Yeah.
fan. Big Guinness boy, me.
Big Guinness boy, you. So when did you get back then?
Sunday evening.
Yeah.
Little anti shout out, if that's what they're called, for Ryanair.
Go on then.
Plane was meant to get 6:15 was meant to be our takeoff, or when we were meant to leave, right? Got there, they let us on the plane at 6:30. I was like, that's all right, just a little delay.
Yeah.
Got on the plane, 2-hour delay.
Well, you
Once
just
we
sat
were-
on the plane?
Yeah, on the runway, heating up this metal tube that everyone's just sitting in.
That's insane.
No drinks, not allowed to serve drinks because we hadn't taken off.
What?
2 hours. And then after an hour, they were like, "Oh, we're going to open up the cart now and bring it round so you can buy yourself some refreshments." I was like, buy ourselves some refreshments. You're having a laugh. Give me a bottle of water.
Yeah, you should be giving out complimentary water for this tube just microwaves us like alive.
So, Ryanair, you can do one.
Yeah, so if anyone's working for Ryanair, get your shit together with your Dublin to Gatwick's, please. I'm assuming
Shocking.
that's where you went back to, Gatwick.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It's easy though to get home from there, isn't it, for you?
yeah.
Piece of cake.
Luckily, because
Luckily,
otherwise,
still took about 4 hours.
Well, I didn't
in
get home
total.
till like 10:30, 11.
It's mental. How long's the flight as well? About an hour.
Yeah.
You just got the ferry to Liverpool, mate. Got the train back. What you been playing?
I have taken on a recommendation of yours recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you remember a few episodes ago, you told me to try out Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, you enjoying it?
Yeah, I am. I really like. I mean, I love Japan and I love ghosts, so it's a pretty good
It's a good combo then.
combo for me.
Yeah.
I love like all of the djinn and the demons and like all of the like classic folklore, Japanese folklore that you sort of encounter.
Yeah.
And there's like obviously it's set in Shibuya, so I was just running around the places that I went in Shibuya.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, literally, I was doing that so many times to myself. And then they've got like the little dog. I think his name's Hachi, who's like the dog statue that's outside Shibuya Station, and it's about this dog that I think his owner. I can't remember the actual story, so I'm probably butchering it. But the owner like passed away, and the dog just sat there for years outside the station waiting for him to come back. And people used to like look after it and feed it whilst it was at the station. And then when it died, they put a little statue there in its place.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, that's in the game, and they've got like graffitis and stuff about him.
So you've just been going around looking like getting the landmarks that you went to when you were in Japan.
Yeah, just doing a walking tour sim.
Not really playing the game. I've just been going around doing reliving the memories.
I'm really enjoying it. I think the thing that I'm not enjoying about it so much is, and I think it's partly because I don't really play first person games on controller anymore.
Yeah,
but like the movement on it's a bit floaty and a bit.
Yeah, so this was my issue with it, was the controls, like the sensitivity and the feeling of.
It's weird,
because you play some first person shooters like Call of Duty's obviously perfected it. The movement's so fluid and so precise that it really feels like where you're pointing on the analog is where you want to go.
Yeah.
And Ghostwire Tokyo, where it's got so many options to edit the analog sticks, sensitivities and dead zones and things like that, it took me ages and ages to get somewhere that I felt comfortable playing it, and even then I still struggled with it. It feels like it's got input lag, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, because you stop moving and then it carries on a little bit.
Yeah. But it can you can kind of see past it, I think, because
you just have to
fluid.
get used to it. I think once you've been playing it for like 20 minutes, you just sort of forget about it. But then it's like every time I go back to play it again, I'm a bit like, oh yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't played it for a while, it's like, oh yeah, the little floaty controls.
But outside of that, I'm really enjoying it. It's
like
it's a really cool story, really cool environment, and like I say, spooky ghosts in Japan. Sign me up.
Sign me up, mate. Sign me up. I've been playing Diablo 4 quite a bit. Me and Ross been playing it. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, really, really good. It's very much a Diablo game, but obviously it looks lush on PC. I'm playing it, and you got the new classes, the new abilities. I've not really scratched the surface of it, to be honest. I played it probably for about 10 hours, 10 hours. Got to level 25 because you fly through those first ranks. But yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. I wouldn't play it on my own too much because I have played it on my own a couple of times, but I find I'm a bit like, get a bit bored, because you are just running around like slaying hordes of enemies, just getting your next loot level. I'm not hugely invested in the story, really. I just want to sort of like have fun with my mates and grind out some loot. And yeah, it's a good laugh though. It's a good laugh. You have to jump on it this week.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to that.
And I finished Zelda as well.
Finished it?
I finished Zelda, yeah. I completed the story on Zelda.
Nice.
And
still 10 out of 10?
Yeah. Personally, yeah. I think it's amazing. I think it's absolutely amazing. But I'm a bit sad that I finished it. But I was at the point where I was happy with what I'd done. I did about 90 plus hours on it altogether. And
it's not bad.
I know I will pick it up again, probably, I don't know,
tomorrow.
Maybe in a month. I'm playing it now. I'm playing it right now to do the rest of the shrines and any side quests and some other bits. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal. I'm a little bit gutted that I finished it, but there's other games I want to play, and I felt like it was kind of not getting in the way, because if you're enjoying a game, it should never do that. But
just eating away your potential.
I was playing it every day. You know what I mean? I was playing it every single day for a minimum of 2 hours, probably after work, and then weekends I'd be sessioning it if I wasn't doing anything. And I was kind of letting other stuff fall by the wayside. But nevertheless, I loved it, absolutely adored it. But I won't go into too much detail because we don't have the time, and I could go on about it forever. But the main thing, obviously, that happened while you've been away was Summer Game Fest.
Yep.
Which we made our 5 fabulous predictions each.
5 out of 5 for me.
5 out of 5 for me. So yeah, it's fair to say we were pretty ambitious, I think, with our predictions.
I was very ambitious.
Yeah.
I thought I was being ambitious, and I didn't even realise how ambitious I was being.
Yeah. So what we'll do is, I think we'll go through our predictions, and then we'll have a little chat about the show. So what we'll do is go through our predictions and sort of see what occurred, or rather what didn't occur.
What didn't occur?
And then we'll have a little chat about the actual show and what we thought of it and some of our particular highlights and that.
Yeah.
Cool. So starting off with the predictions.
Yeah.
Right, my first one was the next Battlefield game is shown and it is set in the present.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Didn't get a sniff.
Nil point.
It also occurred to me as well that I should have saved this prediction basically for next year, because I'm pretty sure they're on a 3-year cycle and it's only been 2 years since the last game came out. So
Yeah.
that's
we
on
didn't
me.
say we
That's on
didn't
me.
say we were experts, did we? I had a bit of a slip up for one of mine.
Yeah, go on. What was your first one?
And my first one was a solid chunk of Armored Core gameplay, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
So that's 0 out of 1
0-0.
so far. Yeah, it's 0-0. My next one after that was more Metal Gear Solid in some capacity, most likely the original trilogy. Didn't happen. Didn't see anything. Didn't even see Kojima, mate.
No.
Not that he would be part of it anyway, but yeah, didn't see any of it. So that's a shame.
Yeah.
Because I was really thinking that we'd get a little bit of that. Right, what was your second one?
My second one was Dying Light 2 DLC.
Yeah, Dying Light 2 DLC gets announced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
And it didn't, but it did announce updates. What is DLC? What is DLC? You know?
we've had this chat. It technically is.
Half point?
I'll give you half a point because I know how it's going to end anyway.
How many more you got?
So you can have half. Fine.
Yes.
Whatever.
Score.
No, so unfortunately Dying Light 2 did not get DLC announced, but you are right. Some updates were announced for it. So I will allow, as it's our podcast, I will allow half a point for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No worries. Ain't gonna matter, baby, because my third prediction was Final Fantasy Rebirth gets an update with a new trailer.
Yeah.
Which it
Big
did.
finale.
It did. It was the big finale. It looks fantastic. It's going to be out on 2 discs as well, which is, harking back to the days of old Final Fantasy games when they
the
released
classics on 4 discs.
on multiple discs. Yeah. Final Fantasy 7 obviously on 3 originally, and then 8 was on 4, I think. But yeah, that
9 was 4 as well.
Yeah,
because I broke the last disc, so I used to just get to the end of disc 3 and start again.
That's so tragic. That's just so tragic. Yeah, so that's 1 point to me on that one.
1 point. So 0.5 to 1.
0.5 to 1 so far, yeah. So more to come, though.
Yeah.
Your third...
My third one, I'm not going to say it again, because every time I say it, you record it and play it about 7 times and just laugh at me.
Well, I've got the recording anyway.
Yeah, just play it now if you want.
Yeah, go on.
Magic the Gathering Arena is going to get an update with the upcoming Lord of the Rings and Doctor Who collaborations that they're releasing for the physical game. Yeah, and technically, I made a bit of a whiff with this one.
Go on then.
Because this was already announced. But when I predicted it, it was already announced. I just didn't know.
Oh, so it was correct. It just didn't get announced.
Yeah, big time. So is that a point? Maybe.
No, I don't think I can give you a point for that.
Just
because
I didn't know it.
If anything,
didn't mean.
If anything, you could have looked it up and then faked. Yeah. Oh, it wasn't announced, but I didn't know it was announced. But can I have a point anyway? Can I have a quarter of a point?
Yeah.
No, you can't. You can have 0 for that.
So yeah, no, Magic the Gathering and the adding in Lord of the Rings and Doctor Who stuff that they've got in the card game. No Doctor Who, but the Lord of the Rings stuff is coming.
Right, okay. So it'd have only been half a point anyway then.
Yeah, and I actually saw it the next day.
Yeah,
after we recorded, and I was like,
yeah, that is unlucky. That is unlucky, mate. Well, after 3 predictions, each were on 1 for me, half a point for Connell.
Yeah.
My 4th prediction was Elden Ring DLC gets a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah. So I was quite confident it would, considering
I was shocked. I was shocked this didn't happen.
Because they've had they're partial to a trailer at these big events, but yeah, it didn't get a sniff, mate. Didn't get a sniff.
Nope.
Your fourth prediction.
Well, I mean, 4 and 5. I even said in the predictions podcast, I was about 100% sure they weren't going to happen. So my number 4 was.
But you went for him anyway. Ballsy, mate. I like it.
Which is Witcher 4.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
CD Projekt Red were there. They were there. They showed off some of their new Cyberpunk DLC. Probably why they didn't go all in on Witcher 4, because they didn't want to just people to forget about the DLC. Then
Scared, if anything.
Yeah, it should have doubled down, mate. It should have doubled down and gone for the Witcher DLC.
Aesthetic. I think. Cost me a point there.
I'll be having words.
Cheers, CD Projekt.
Yeah, thanks for that, mate. My last prediction was Bloodborne Remaster is shown and is being developed by Bluepoint. Again, not a sniff. Did not get a sniff. From Software, nowhere to be seen. Don't know what Miyazaki's up to. Don't know what he's up to.
Mate, they're having a well-earned holiday, I reckon.
yeah. Don't know what he's up to, mate. But none of
crafting his next masterpiece.
Yeah, well, he should craft it sooner. Also, actually saying that, if Bluepoint are developing it, doesn't even matter. Where were Bluepoint as well? What were they doing?
Lazy Bluepoint.
If they're not doing the Metal Gear remake that everyone thought they were, then what are they doing? What have they been doing lately?
What have you done lately?
Nothing, by the sounds of it, by the looks of it. Nowhere to be seen.
Oh, I made Demon Souls and I rest on my laurels.
Resting on my laurels.
Right, my number 5 obviously didn't happen, was Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love that prediction, though. Because it's like, it's nearly at the point where you were saying, Half-Life 3 is going to get shown.
Yeah.
Like it's slowly worming its way into that category, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, final scores then for our predictions were Josh 1, Connell half point, but it's not really half point.
Well, it is, because you gave it to me. You can't take it back now.
Well, I'll let you have it because I won anyway. So,
yeah.
But next year it's back. June 2024, so we'll have 5 more predictions each for you.
Might keep the same ones. Might keep the same predictions.
Do you know what?
Just roll them over.
I was thinking about it. Nah, well, 3 of mine I probably could squeeze in there, but
2 of mine I could. Witcher 4 and Beyond Good and Evil 2 they could stay.
They might be in there. So predictions not the best, obviously, but it's a bit of fun, wasn't it? I had fun doing it.
That's good laugh.
It was good. When I was watching it, it was almost like, when you stick a bet on a football match that you've got no investment in. Like, it's not it's not Liverpool. So I'm like, I'm just going to put a bet on this because it'll be a laugh. It was like that. And then obviously,
time, didn't it?
Yeah. And then obviously I got a 90th minute winner with Final Fantasy Rebirth stepping up.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Extra time winner.
So the actual conference then.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know sort of what your general thoughts on it were, really, and what your, if you had any particular highlights from the show.
I've got quite a few highlights. I did write one general note that was I was really surprised by, which was there was a lot of actual dates.
Yeah.
Which I famously said after the PlayStation showcase doesn't really happen anymore these days. So well done, Summer Games Fest. Made me look a mug again.
If the predictions weren't enough.
You're rubbing it in with some actual dates.
Jeff Keighley rubbing salt into the wound.
But I'm not actually mad. I love that there's actual dates. Now we just want people to stick to them. So
yeah. So I actually think my overall thoughts from just the Summer Game Fest conference itself, the future of gaming, I must say I wasn't blown away by it, really. I think some of the games they showed I'm really excited for, and as you said, it was a lot of it was games that are going to get delivered, touch wood, soon this year or early next year. But the actual, I think maybe it was more a case of the sort of video games they showed as opposed to like the overall conference itself maybe didn't do it for me as much. Things like Mortal Kombat 1, which I think looks bags of fun, I'm not going to go and buy day one.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not a big fighting game person.
No.
And
I'm terrible at them.
Yeah, I'm awful at them. But yeah, there was a few in there that I really, really like the look of. I thought Prince of Persia looked absolutely awesome. I'm really happy that that series is finally getting revisited after so long, and B, they've kind of gone back to the old school roots of the 2D side
Yeah.
scroller.
I knew you'd like that. As soon as that came up, I was like, Josh will like
Yeah, I
this.
do like a 2D side scroller. Well, you know what I mean. Yeah, I suppose it's 2D side scroller. Yeah, I thought that looks really, really good. Looks a lot like the old ones, you know, like Sands of Time,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, like rewind in, and the combat looks really fun. They've like revamped the prince to make him look kind of like more modern and sort of like edgy, haven't they? Like with his hair and stuff. And the art style is beautiful as well. I think
It does look cool.
I don't actually know the studio that's developing it, but I thought it looked really good. Any highlights for you? Well, I've got others, but we can tangent. That was it for me.
Yeah, I've got a few. I think the one that I first wrote down, or I've written out in bold, is Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Yeah, the co-op game, yeah.
And I've just put in capital letters in it series.
Yeah, massively. Yeah,
big time.
This is us written all over it.
Yeah, I played the first one. I've played it a few times actually. It's really fun. It's like third person shooter, sort of Gears of War-esque, but a bit more just in your face, thrashing and bashing, as opposed to cover based. As you know, you get your chainsaw, your bolt gun, jump pack, and you just fly into battle.
Yeah.
And this one's really cool because it's with I'm just really cautious, so you're just gonna laugh at anything I say now.
No,
after the old Magic the Gathering scandal.
I'm only winding you up. Come on.
No, and it's with the Tyranids in this one instead of the Orcs, and they're like, it's, I don't know, I just really like that. I think they're a really cool enemy to fight.
Yeah, the Tyranids are sick. They're like well underused, I feel like, in any Warhammer.
Yeah, I mean they're just Alien, isn't it? They're just the aliens from Alien, but loads of them.
Yeah, and they remind me as well of the Arachnids from what's it called,
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
They're a bit of a crossover between those two things, actually.
They've melded them together in some kind of like Frankenstein enemy. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think that'd be awesome to play through that together because I love Warhammer games. I'm not actually a collector or anything, but I think the universe and stuff's wicked. And yeah, we're always partial to a little co-op game, aren't we? And that looks right up our street. Was it Darktide that we played? Darktide?
Yeah, that was the like Left 4 Dead style one.
Yeah, I wasn't massive on that, to be honest. Well, massive on that.
I mean, the levels were mad long, weren't they? We did really that one level and it took like an hour and a half.
It was like the second level as well. Yeah, but this, that looks awesome. That looks really, really good.
The first one, the story was really cool as well. So I'm hoping they just carry on. I think it's the same main character, so it should just carry on.
Oh, wicked. Yeah, I think that'd be really good, man. Really, really good. So my main highlight, I'd say, was Alan Wake 2. I think this looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they had me at the PlayStation announcement showcase thing. Yeah. So this was just more of the same. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, and we got to hear from Sam Lake as well. Actually, a little bit more of what the story's going to entail, the gameplay, the mechanics, that sort of thing. And obviously, we got a proper,
unedited segment.
Yeah.
Which is great because it's the opposite of. Do you remember when they? I think it was at E3 one year when they did the Anthem. Gameplay segment, and it's just like,
and it looked amazing though, didn't it?
Yeah, and then you've just got the people talking to each other. It's like, oh, over on your left, one behind you, don't watch out, and like all the people are talking to each other like they're playing it. It's like, they are not playing.
It's like it's so overdubbed.
They're just pre-recorded voices.
It's so overdubbed. Yeah. E3 had a habit of throwing out like really awkward because it's all live and things like that. It had this habit of throwing out these really awkward moments, wouldn't it? And people have made like YouTube compilations of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks wicked. So it's obviously playable. There's 2 playable characters now, Alan Wake and I can't remember the detective's name, but yeah, it's one side of it's kind of like True Detective style, which looks amazing, and it's kind of culty. These cultists, and then you're kind of like slipping between realities.
It looks like they've also pushed it a bit towards like the Resi vibes.
Yeah,
because that room that she walks into looks like a Resi safe room at the end.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think you can tell they've they've definitely had some clear inspirations for this game, and I think it looks awesome as well. It's got an October release as well, like right before Halloween.
It's gonna be so good.
Spooky season, yeah. So I think that's going to be my Halloween game. But yeah, I think it looks really, really incredible, man. I can't wait to get stuck into that.
Yeah. I was also really, really pumped for the next Like a Dragon game.
Yeah, you're a big Yakuza fan, aren't you?
Yeah. That's just like, I just think they're so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like some of the fighting in it looked really interesting in this one. Like they've gone a bit more, I don't know, it looks like he's got more weird ability. Like it's always been quite tongue in cheek. Like you could always pick up ridiculous sized bollards and stuff and hit people with them. It's
Yeah.
like, it's not realistic, but in this one, it almost like they've like gone a step further with it. So I'll be interested to see how that plays out. But honestly, for me, the reason that I love them is because of it's like theatre, it's like opera, but in a video game. It's like so much drama and betrayal and families turning on each other, and
Yeah.
it's just sick. And yeah, give me more of it.
Give me more of it. Love it. Yeah, I've never played a Yakuza game. There's like a load on Game Pass in there as well.
Yeah, they're worth doing, man. They're really good. It's like the earlier ones feel a little bit dated in the mechanics now,
Yeah,
but they're still really good. Like I say, the stories and stuff in them, it's just worth playing them for that.
Yeah.
And then the later ones, they're a bit more polished and a bit smoother and really enjoyable. But they are enormous. They're like 100-hour games if you do everything.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that puts me off them, where there's so many of them and they're so long as well. I'd find it hard to find the time to get into one. But I have heard nothing but good things, really, especially about the later ones in particular. They they never made a sequel, but do you remember Sleeping Dogs?
Oh yeah, Sleeping Dogs was sick.
Sleeping Dogs was amazing, man. They never made a sequel for that, which is a shame, because it was such a good game. I don't know whether it just didn't do very well or whether there wasn't the clamour for it, but yeah, amazing game.
I really enjoyed that game. One that I thought looked quite cool, actually, one that I thought looked absolutely sick was Under the Waves. Did you see that?
This?
It's the Quantic Dream published one.
No, I don't think I saw this. Maybe I went to the toilet or something.
It's by Parallel Studio, and it's like a narrative adventure game. And this guy's been living underwater.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And yeah, he's just like, oh mate, that looks sick. I looked well. There's like Subnautica vibes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But a lot more like story driven, less open world exploration.
Yeah.
And like the idea of just being someone who's just lived in isolation for so long. Yeah, I was well up for that. That looked amazing.
And there's kind of like really weirdly, it gave me kind of Firewatchy vibes in an odd way. Like I think because it's got that sense of mystery about it, and he's like, oh, there's someone else down here, and it's almost like the Firewatch like has that. Am I just going a bit mad because I've been on my own for so long?
Yeah.
Am I wanting to see someone because I haven't seen someone for, I've just heard this voiceover, and is the voice on the radio even like, have I even been talking to this person? That kind of thing.
Yeah, I love that. Well up for that.
Yeah, that did look very good actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that I think that, to be honest, other than Alan Wake and Warhammer Space Marine 2, I think that was the one that I was just like, oh, I really want to try this game.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I thought looked really cool that I thought you would be really into as well was Lysfanga, which was it looked like Hades, but what I think the mechanic is like when you die and you do another run, your first run is with you as well.
Yeah, you split your character. Yeah.
That looks really cool as a mechanic. I really enjoyed the idea of that.
Yeah, it's like an interesting take on the rogue like kind of format, isn't it? Where you just do the run, you die, and then you get more powerful in that way because you've got more of you. I think the other one for me obviously is Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Rebirth, which was the set piece at the end of the show. Yeah. As we mentioned earlier, on 2 discs, but I'm really excited to see you know, we spoke about this a few times in recent podcasts, but I'm so intrigued and excited to see how they do that open world. And when they were like, it's on 2 discs as well, it's like, okay, maybe they have done it then. Maybe they have done it. But massive Final Fantasy 7 fan, and I love the remake, so obviously that's going to be a day one for me, I think, because it's just excellent, and it looks stunning as well. It looks absolutely beautiful. Any others from the main conference?
I mean, not an announcement I was particularly interested in, but I did quite enjoy Nicolas Cage pretending to like video games.
yeah, it's good fun, wasn't it? He's brilliant though, isn't he? He's just absolutely class. It's like Dead by Daylight crossover. It's like
it's so weird.
Yeah, it's just mad, isn't it? It's just mad, but it's such a him thing to do, isn't it? It's like, I'm just gonna play myself in this game.
Yeah. Oh, and the other one that I mean, it looks like it could be a lot of fun, but my immediate thought was just, this is going to perform like a bag of shit.
Yeah.
Was John Carpenter's Toxic Commando.
Yeah, this looked really weird. It's like just ultra cheese, wasn't it, with the Bon Jovi as well?
Yeah.
Like what? I don't know how much he's got to do with that, or whether it's kind of just his name on it. If you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know, but that was just basically another zombie shooter, wasn't it? But just
it was Days Gone if it was first person, right?
Yeah, it looked like it.
Just hordes and hordes. But I mean, as soon as that started happening, I was just like, "But this isn't going to run on a Xbox or a PlayStation.
It's just going to
it?
smoke it out. It's just going to smoke it right out." I capped at like 15 frames. Yeah, cool. So overall, then there was things I really enjoyed about it, and I still preferred the PlayStation one personally. It just showed more games that I would be more interested in. But like you said, we got a lot of dates for things, and they're all quite soon as well. But yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I think I'll put them on a pretty even keel, to be honest. For me, I think, I found myself being excited by like a similar amount of both of them, I think.
Yeah. So there was a couple other mentions that I just wanted to quickly talk about from the Xbox conference. Obviously, Starfield being one of them.
Yeah.
Which it does look incredible. I really hope it's the game that they promised, because obviously we've been burnt a couple of times, not specifically by Bethesda, but you know, obviously Cyberpunk, No Man's Sky, which are kind of both similar in a way to this game. But yeah, it does look incredible. It looks like it's got a hell of a lot to do in it, a lot of variety, and the main thing that stood out for me is it looks like they've sorted the combat out as well, which is what I don't like about Fallout games, is the combat.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks a lot more fluid. Like they've taken some tips and inspiration from some more traditional shooters, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, the first person combat in Fallout just doesn't do it for me at all. I can't do the VATS thing. I find the weapons so boring, and just it feels like you're just doing no damage and things like that. So I'm really excited to play that. It's out in September. And the other one, which was a bit of a surprise really, was Star Wars Outlaws, which looks amazing as well. So the first fully open world Star Wars game where you play as a smuggler and you're going around just to different planets and doing different missions. Looks really, really good as well. The theatrical trailer they showed, and then they've showed some gameplay at the Ubisoft conference as well.
Yeah, but I mean, that's my biggest fear for that.
What's that? Is it going to?
It's an open world game made by Ubisoft.
Yeah, is it going to be littered with collectibles and stuff on the map?
Don't get me excited about a Star Wars game if you're going to make it Assassin's Creed Wars Star Wars.
Assassin's Creed Star Wars. Yeah, I
Assassin's Skywalker.
I'm with you on that one. I do hope it's not. Don't get me wrong, like they obviously make very, very good games, like very well polished games, but it's just the game has changed for open worlds now, I think, and I hope they adapt and make that Star Wars game like it's way more about the exploration and the
Same.
reward for exploration, rather than you need to go here, 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 and in that order, and then there's a million other things you can do, which are all marked on the map at the same time.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring have set the bar now, and I think, you know, as a game player, that's what I want in open world games now. I want that exploration. I don't want to be told that I need to go to this specific point to pick up this specific item, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. Just fetch quests and stuff. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, they sort of done to death now, and I think like it was obviously a lot of it pioneered by Ubisoft, and it was incredible when they first started doing it. But I think they just haven't, for me personally, they haven't changed it enough with later iterations of games in the same franchise. It's I remember the early Assassin's Creeds, I loved them. The early Far Cry's, I absolutely loved them. And then it's just like they just bring another one out, and it's like, what was the Far Cry that was set in America?
5.
Yeah.
Set in Montana.
Yeah, set in Montana. Yeah, I wanted to love that game so much. I was so excited to play it.
Yeah,
and then it just didn't feel different enough from any of the other Far Cry games I'd played.
No, I think the third one obviously was such a change for them for the better, and then the fourth one obviously made this brand new environment in the Himalayas and loads of different traversal, and it was still fresh. But yeah, I agree. 5, it was like, it's Far Cry. This is the formula now. I did enjoy Far Cry 5. I have not played 6, but I'm not clamoring for another Far Cry game, if you know what I mean. So in the same way as when I see Assassin's Creed trailers,
unless they change it, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's the same way as I see like the Assassin's Creed Mirage trailer. I'm like, yeah, it looks good, but I just have no inkling to play it at all because I'm worried it's going to be exactly the same as the last.
It looks
10.
as equally good as the last ones.
Yeah, exactly. And if that's your
bag, they're not bad. They're not bad games.
No,
I'm not saying they're bad games, but I already own 3 of them. I don't want another one.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So yeah, I do hope they change the formula a little bit in terms of how their open world is, because I'm a little bit fatigued from it, and I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since Odyssey. So yeah,
but it's because it was so popular, it's bled into everything else, right? And it's like Horizon's pretty similar in that respect.
Yeah, I think Horizon sort of sits somewhere in between, doesn't it? Like there's still a lot going on the map, but it's not too much. That Assassin's Creed games is just mad how much is going on, and you don't get that sense of exploration, do you, as much, because you're just being told to go from one point to another. Don't get me wrong, obviously you've got to have an objective or a waypoint to go to so you can go through the main story. But side quests and things like that, Zelda and Elden Ring have shown that you can make a 10 out of 10 game and not have someone hold your hand all the way through it. So yeah, fingers crossed, because I do think it looks awesome as well, and it's more Star Wars, and I love Star Wars games as well. So yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see how that goes. But that's out next year. Right then, do a little reflect select, shall we?
Shall we?
Yeah. Right, this week we've got Aliens Dark Descent. So that's coming out on Tuesday, the 20th of June. That's out on PC, both Xboxes and both PlayStations. And it is developed by Tinderloss Interactive, who did Battlefleet Gothic, which I've never played before.
Yeah, I've played that.
Yeah? What's it like?
Come on Steam. It's like a space battle strategy game set in the Warhammer world.
Nice.
And I don't know whether you've seen them, because they're not like standard in like normal Warhammer nowadays, but it was like one of the old original games they used to have, and it was all of these like fleet ships that you would control.
Yeah.
And they're like where it's like what all of the like Imperium will get, like traverse the stars in, sort of thing, before they go down onto a planet.
Right, got you.
Battle it out. Yeah, it's quite good. It's quite complex. I haven't played a huge amount of them. It was quite overwhelming. But
is it a bit like Homeworld?
Did enjoy. Not played that.
No, like kind of, like where you're kind of like battling in space. It's an old school RTS. Like
Oh
Relic.
yeah, I know Homeworld. Yeah, it is quite like that.
Yeah. So that was their only other game they've made, but we're both pretty keen on playing this. It's a shame it's not co-op because I thought it was co-op for a while, but it's more like XCOM-y, I think, but a bit more active in terms of the strategy.
More real time.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it looks really good, man. I mean, I love the Aliens universe. It's a shame there's not enough good Alien games out there, really. Though they have kind of turned it round a little bit recently with the Fireteam Elite was quite fun, and obviously Alien Isolation as well.
Yeah, Isolation.
But
yeah. I mean, that's the. I think that's probably the best Alien game in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. Don't forget Alien vs Predator. Alien vs Predator 2.
Oh, mate. What was the old Alien vs Predator RTS? Alien vs Predator Extinction. That was wicked.
Really? I've never played that.
I used to love that game, mate. It's a Alien vs Predator RTS, and you can play as the aliens, predators, or the humans.
Right.
And you have to like build your little base and stuff, and like it's literally just like a old school RTS, and it's mate. We need to try and dig up a copy of that.
Yeah, play it on Good Old Games or something like that. Yeah, I'd love to try that. I've never played that before.
2003 it came out.
Oh, mate, yeah, that's prime. That's primo RTS era, that is. So yeah, that looks really good. Aliens Dark Descent. I'm looking forward to that. It's out on the 20th of June. If you're into your XComs and Alien, I think that'll be one for you, definitely. What you got coming out this week?
Well, this week I have the second part of 3 parts in total of our foray into Redfall.
The trilogy
of Redfall, and they get progressively, or we progressively start to realise through them how much we don't want to carry on playing this game. And the third one's just amazing. So it's a bit of a build up. This one we start to trickle in a few of the issues that you see.
I should say as well, we weren't playing it to point out those issues. We were both genuinely excited to play this game and didn't hear great things about it, but we tried it nonetheless. And it didn't deliver, sadly. But so this is the Empire Strikes Back then of the trilogy.
Yeah, it is. And it's called Your Vampire Ass Made a Mistake. Steak being like steak of vampire.
Nice, love it. Throwing a pun in there as well.
Yeah, why not?
So that's out on Loot the Truth this week.
This weekend, yeah.
Nice. Is there a dog barking?
Yeah, it might be. Next door neighbours. It's not in my flat.
I was going to say, have you kidnapped a dog?
No, I wish. I had a dog.
You go and kidnap that one. Sounds like you got it locked in the toilet, mate. Right, that'll do us for this week. Thanks ever so much for listening. Thanks for coming on again, Con.
No problem, mate.
And we'll see you all in episode 16.
Au revoir.